Hello everybody, and welcome back to Star Technology. Yes, it is my favorite time of the day because I get to play Star Technology here with all of you guys, where last time we built up the base a whole bunch and we even got some EBF stuff on passive. But today I'm feeling very ambitious and I'm hoping we can get very robust auto-crafting set up today. Well, today as in the video you're watching. I don't know if it's actually going to take me more than one day, but we'll find out. But to do all of this, I know I'm going to need to expand the base yet again, so I'm going to go ahead and get my duty over with. Like I said last time, every episode I want to see if I can't expand the base. So let's get to it. Today's goal of building was a spot for assembly and the clean room. By assembly, I mean I would like a home for everything in the future involving circuits and assembly lines. And goal 2 was to add color to the base. That was probably my favorite thing about the Moni factory base, was how colorful it was. I loved the color coding, so I'm gonna stick to it because I know it looks good. Guys, check this out. Oh yeah. I got travel anchors to all the different places. It's great. I need like one central one still, but I can get around the base a lot easier now. And look at this. I have a little bit of a spot for a clean room. It should be max size is 15 by 15, so I think I can easily fit that here. And why do we need the clean room today? Well, because we need EV circuits to make our first multi-blocks. So we have 3 main goals today: the clean room, the next tier of circuits, the EV circuit, and the multi-block upgrade kit. If we can complete those points of progression, we can get the nice shiny new multi-blocks I want for auto-crafting. And yes, I know, I know those frame blocks aren't filled in yet. Between me and you, I'm waiting for Creative Flight to fill those in. I could not be bothered. And so I started gathering the things I needed to make a clean room. Is it the biggest thing in the world? No, it's not. But it's something I whipped up real quick, and we'll get a bigger one eventually. This is just so I could get started. So now all that's left to do is to get power to over here, which I have this MV diode, which should allow me to do that. And then I should be able to go ahead and give this thing access to the network via a machine hole. And at some point, I'm probably going to end up ripping all of this out. But for now, this seems to be good. That with some power, and this should be good to go. Okay, so the clean room should now, if I'm not mistaken, be running. Yes, awesome. And once this is clean, we can actually start doing stuff in here. But for right now, I actually want to hold off on that because there's a few things we're going to need first. In order to actually get the EV circuit, which needs the clean room, we need a new type of circuit board. That being the plastic printed circuit board. Luckily, this is not hard to do at all. And if I had polyvinyl chloride, this would be a little bit better. But for right now, we're gonna not do that just yet, because if you guys couldn't tell, I'm kind of rushing to this point, and I'm gonna set up all my infrastructure with the new stuff. Because if I'm not mistaken, these HV or these EV multi-block upgrade kits are gonna be what we have until IV. So I know there's a lot of machines I know I definitely am going to want, so I'm going to go ahead and list them off. So the ones that I really want for just auto crafting, I'm going to need 10 of them total, meaning that I'm going to need a total of 10 EV circuits. Well, the cutter needs 2, so I guess 11. So I think in total, I'm going to need 33 plastic printed circuit boards. So I think it's time to do some batch crafting. Alrighty, I did some calculation wrong. I had a whole bunch of extra stuff, so it looks like I over batch crafted on accident. Not that I'm complaining, because we have seven extra EV circuits. And as soon as I get this NAND chip, I should be able to complete all of the quests. Ah, man, I have to remake them all. Yes, but I mean, all of this batch crafting, whew, it was a lot, but I think it'll definitely be worth it because we have so many components for making circuits now. And I probably should have batch crafted more, but it is what it is. Oh yeah, all of these quests are done. And now, probably the highlight of the video, we can now buy the jet boots. Oh my god. All my coins gone. Whew. Man, let me tell you guys, I should not have wasted all of my coins on whatever it was that I used it on. MV circuits, I think? Oh, those are so cheap now. And now I have 18 EV circuits. And I also have Creative Flight. Been waiting for this moment, I can tell you all that. But let's not get distracted. It's time to try and make some multi-blocks. So I'm going to want 9 of the upgrade kits in total for all of these, and they're also going to need some obscure alloy like Kovar. Don't even know how to make that, or if I have the stuff for it. I hope I do. Man, I get the feeling, yeah, we're going to be waiting a whole lot in this episode. In fact, I should probably start on a lot of that now. Like, I know this needs, the large wire mill needs sterling silver. Yeah, we have a lot of these alloys, so I'm going to do you guys the courtesy of doing all this in the background. You guys don't need to see me mixing a whole bunch of stuff, but just know that this will be happening in the background. Oh man, look at the jet boots. So I'm going to need some aluminum glass and signalum. This all looks really easy. And you know, let me tell you guys, I've got to get this figured out. I don't know what is going on over here. I don't know why I couldn't just... I did the same thing with my envy machines. I don't know why I couldn't just put them out here. All right, and now I'm making my multi-block upgrade kits. Oh my god. I've been working at this for a hot minute. So next on the list, and I'm actually glad I made those extra EV circuits now, I need a vacuum freezer in order to get the alloys to make all the different multi-blocks. So luckily the vacuum freezer is not hard to make at all. And this also gives us access to a few more different things later on in the quest book, like nichrome. So I don't know how many of these vacuum freezers I'm exactly going to want, to be completely honest. So for now, I'm just going to stick them over here, I think. Something like this should be just fine. And then I can put another one up here and wall share with this one. So effectively, I can have like 2 in this one slot here. Anyways, I should be able to, yes, I'm going to want a tag export bus. Oh, funny enough, I actually can't even make it yet. Well, never mind. That's kind of annoying. Well, in that case, I guess all the hot ingots I can manually just kind of have in an export bus here. Like, for example, Burmabrite and Kanthal are the ones that I can currently think of. And we should see those go directly into this. And yes, we're making our new and shiny ingots, which I can just set back into the ME system right here. So now I should be getting all my Burmabrite stuff. Oh yeah, perfect, wonderful. And then I don't think I actually am going to need that many of these casings, though they are really annoying to make, do not get me wrong. But for example, for the bender, like I'm going to have a few different input buses on this, which should take up some of the casing space. So I'm hoping all the Burmabrite that I currently have will be enough for that. And that as well goes for all the other multi-blocks. I don't know if it's worth all this effort I'm putting in for this. The machine should be fast. Ugh, whatever. So obviously, as I've been alluding to, the first thing I want to make is the large bender, meaning I'm going to need to make an HV bender. And then if I grab one of the multi-block upgrade kits, oh yeah. Oh yeah, I hate this carry-on thing, by the way. I don't think carry-on needs to be in this pack. But anyways, look at this. It's beautiful. Well, now that I have multi-blocks, what's next? Well, for starters, I need to set up autocrafting for one. But second, I actually want to see if I can't get HV energy hashes, which look pretty simple. I just need LPICs, which need an orange lens, which I did actually make the chemical bath that I needed for this. And I might as well batch craft a whole bunch of lenses too. So orange dye into the, I believe, yeah, the chemical bath here. And then inside of an HV chemical bath, I can make my orange lens. That along with, I believe I need some sodium potassium, an LPAC wafer, which I'm then going to cut. Man, yeah, it's getting it's getting a bit involved here. Oh, nope, I lied. This totally needs an HV cutter. Of course it does. Which, of course, this comes with its own struggles. That in being red steel, which I do not have. Oh, brother. Well, it looks like the only thing I'm going to need is rose gold. And this also does have to go into the clean room. But with some rose gold black steel, I should have some of that left over. I do. Some brass and some normal steel. I should be able to make, yes, some red steel. So after a little bit of AFKing, I have my red steel, which I'm going to keep some of because we can actually make a large rock crusher out of that if we ever need it. But this I can turn into, yes, my buzzsaw blade and now my HV cutter, which in here, I'm going to need a transformer set to transform up. And now tell me, are you going to get your power? Yes, you totally are. Awesome. And this will give me my LPICs, which means I can now make my HV energy hatches. And well, I have a good amount of space for all this. I guess I have it super duper laid out exactly where I want things, but I think this first autocrafting setup that I have, I want to be over here. Right, so something just right about here. Oh man, I hope I have enough casing for this. I might actually not. Have my energy hatch here, and I'm gonna need a whole bunch of input buses. Like for example, I want one for plates, double plates, foil. I guess circuit 9 might come in handy. Yeah, so 4 input buses total. An output bus. Ooh, yeah, see, I totally do not have enough casing for this. Hopefully I have enough stuff left that I can get by. Oh my god, I did it. Awesome, so this is now formed, and I can start putting circuits on this, like circuit 1 distinct buses on all of these. So I guess I should walk through this. So a multi-block can have multiple input buses, and this is really useful when you want to do autocrafting or you want to use the same machine for multiple circuits. Like for example, when I want a plate, I want circuit 1 or double plate circuit 2. And what I can do is with these ME pattern providers, I can actually name these, I believe, with another quartz cutting knife. So this one we could have on circuit 1, and then we'll name this to bender circuit 1. So now, given I had autocrafting set up and this was all connected, I would see that inside of my pattern terminal. And same thing if I did this one for circuit 2. So I could copy that into there, circuit 2, and now whenever I would look at this in my terminal, it would say that, and I can put patterns into here. So right, if I were to go ahead and connect this up to the system, which man, let me tell you guys, these rocket boots are coming in real handy here. Right, so these now should be online. So if I made a pattern encoding terminal, and I want the pattern access terminal, so as you can see, now I can see all those different bender circuit pattern providers. So now if I were to make, I guess I'm going to need some storage components here. All right, so I'm also going to go ahead and get my power hooked up here. So I'm going to need some crafting units. And for now, I think I'm just going to make 2 crafting CPUs. And these don't need to go anywhere particularly special. Though I guess I should have a spot for like molecular assemblers and whatnot. I guess I didn't really think that far. So for now, it's all just gonna go under here. But now if I were to go ahead and make my blank patterns, and let's say I wanted to teach aluminum plates, I can now do that if I go over here and then bender circuit 1. I should be able to make, for example, can I just make like 20 aluminum plates? Ooh, messed it up. There we go. Gotta get rid of the circuit in that. And now if I were to go ahead and make 20 of these, it should all go into this guy over here. We should see it's already done. Beautiful, beautiful. And it just needs to go back into the system. And we should see, yep, we now have 20 more aluminum plates. Holy moly, we finally have autocrafting. So another thing that I'm actually going to need for all this is a lot of blue steel. And we need blue steel in order to, I think, progress anyways. So I have a whole bunch of stuff crafted up here. Black steel, sterling steel. Sterling steel is new, but I've been making that in the background. But we needed bismuth. And in order to do that, I've actually had to make a few more HV machines, including the electrolyzer, so I could deal with this mixed mineral residue to get whatever this is. And this is pretty much, this is bismuth. A whole long line. And you know, you could say that really I should at this point just get this stuff out of here. And you're really not wrong. I should do that. Am I gonna do that? You know, actually, I think I will. I think I might do it right now. Probably not the worst idea. Okay, so I know so far this episode has seemed like an absolute hot mess, but I promise it's about to get a little bit more organized. Because we should now be able to make our next autocrafting machine. That being the wire mill. And this one just needs a whole bunch of sterling steel casing, which I have done my part. As we can see, oh yeah, perfect. And I made a whole bunch of sterling steel already. Like I said before, I've been doing this in the background. And I should be able to just set it right over here. And after the wire mill, I figured, you know what, it was time. I'm just gonna knock this out. Let's get our auto crafting set up. So as I mentioned before, on each and every, well, most of these, I want to have multiple circuits, meaning multiple input buses. This did make it a little bit easier to get all the casings for everything, because oh my god, this episode has, like, I kid you guys not, I'm thinking at least, so far, we're way past 12 hours. A lot of it just on waiting, but after the wire mill, I got the, I believe, lathe. The next big important one was the extruder. And this one's probably the one that needs the most input buses because of all the different molds. And then one that I think would actually be really nice is getting the mixer. So on the mixer here, you might notice I have a bunch of ingredient buffers here, and that's because sometimes mixing requires a fluid and I don't exactly have a dual input hatch. So what I can do is I can go in and I can send items and fluids into this ingredient buffer, which I can then pipe into a input bus and input hatch. So the recipe effectively gets both. And I just have the circuit number inside of the input bus. I've also done myself a little bit of a favor and I've set the machines that don't exactly have a multi-block yet down here, just so I have auto crafting for them, because I don't want to wait to get a multi-block. The LCR I could definitely make now. I just have to get PTFE, which I don't exactly have yet. So I'm just making a few more machines to put under here, and I'm sure this will grow even larger. Like these are all temporary though. These ones are probably here to stay for a good while, and I'm gonna keep them down here just because I think they look cool. But all the other multi-blocks are probably gonna go like up here and over here and whatnot. And one important thing when you're doing this is you want to make the auto output to go towards the pattern provider, but also allow item inputs from the output side, just so you don't have to put like an interface on the other side or anything. And now I should see my polarizer down here. Beautiful. So there are a few more multi-blocks that I do want to make, like the forming press is definitely something I'm going to want to make. But for now, I'm going to leave the more niche multi-blocks kind of to be continued, because arguably the most important part of today is going to be auto-crafting circuits. Now, I'm not just going to sit there and auto-craft literally everything. That's not the way to go. I'm definitely going to want some things on passive. One of those things being sodium persulfate. So if I'm not mistaken, this is a closed cycle that you just refill it with sodium. So you have sulfuric acid, sodium hydroxide, that turns into this. This will electrolyze into your hydrogen. This you can then, if I could find it, the hydrogen you mix with the salt again. And that'll give you your sodium hydroxide. But of course, my circuit supply is all but dry. I think this time I'm gonna batch craft like a few stacks of every circuit. Oh man, let's do this. Okay, so I've actually just been doing some auto crafting with the system, and I pretty much have everything done except for sodium persulfate because I'm out of circuits to make the machines needed to automate that. But if I can set up over here in the clean room, if I could find, yes, where data comes through, which interesting predicament I find myself in here. But what I can do is if I grab a pattern provider right on the circuit assembler here, I could just teach it the circuits, right? Like I could teach it this and it knows how to make just about everything here, right? So now if I wanted to, I think I can make a bunch of the microchips. Yeah, I totally could make 63 LV circuits right now. I'm gonna totally do that. It's beautiful, and we should see that in the clean room. There it is. Yep, sweet. I have auto crafting circuits done. Yep, and just like that, I can also order a stack of MV circuits. Now, it is extremely slow, which is what we're going to solve here in a second, because if I can, I want to put these plastic printed circuit boards on passive. All the other stuff, I don't really think needs to be on passive. I mean, we probably should put like the SMDs and stuff on passive when we can get all of them. But at the moment, I can't actually get all the SMDs. Like I don't have platinum for the diodes and whatnot. And there's a few other things that I would like before I actually put on passive all the SMDs. So those for now, we're going to stay on demand. Well, now that my circuit problem is solved, I think we're good to start automating sodium persulfate. Starting with this LCR right here that I've made. So I'm just going to need another LCR and then an electrolyzer, right? So this stuff will go into this chemical reactor here along with sulfuric acid. And then that will go directly into this electrolyzer here. And I'll quickly explain a little bit more here in just a second. But if I were to go ahead, get a conveyor module on this guy, you should now, given you also had sulfuric acid, which if I go ahead and just give him access to that, So yes, now you're gonna make me my sodium bisulfate, which, I mean, we're already pretty much done. This just needs to be straight up sent down here. You will electrolyze, make hydrogen, and now I believe all I have to do here, well, really nothing. I just have to void the hydrogen. I don't particularly care about it. I guess I could save it somewhere like in a super tank, but I'm really just worried about the sodium persulfate. Right, so here I'm going to have a filter on extract for my sodium persulfate. See, this is always finicky when you have more than one fluid output. I want the hydrogen to go down, but I'm gonna need a pump. And then I just need to get the water out of here and send it down to here. Perfect. That is awesome. We now have sodium persulfate on passive. So next up are gonna be my circuit boards. Both of these just need an LCR. I love having things on first try. It's so awesome. And all of this stuff, I think I'm actually gonna put over here by assembly. Right, so I can have my 2 LCRs here, or in fact, I might want them in sequence, like this. That way I can have a little bit of a buffer here, right? So here is where my plastic circuit boards will be made, and then the actual, which one is it? The plastic printed circuit board will go here. So all this stuff will just be pulling from an interface. So in this first one here, I might want some counting filters. Right, so here I can filter this for the plastic circuit board. This needs, see, I don't have a polyvinyl chloride yet, so it's just going to get foil and polyethylene sheets, and also sulfuric acid. And this guy will just need copper foil and the circuit board that comes up through here. So if I had a conveyor module on him, this should work. This should get me what I need. I'm just now going to need copper foil on passive. I already have polyethylene sheets on passive. For now. Just gonna craft 1,000. Yes, wonderful. You are totally working. Oh, this does not need sulfuric acid. It needs sodium persulfate. And now, yes, I am making my plastic printed circuit boards. And I'm gonna limit these. I don't want to make too many at a time. So something I'm quickly discovering is that there's no way I'm gonna have enough space for all of the pattern space. But look at this, the enlarged pattern provider here. This guy just needs an HV circuit, so not too bad at the current moment. And I can kind of give myself more pattern space. Like specifically, I know like plates is something I'm already out of space in. So all of these I'm going to take out and just put into this pattern provider. And now I have double the space. So now if I just go ahead and let my system see this, I now have plastic printed circuit boards on passive. Oh man, that is awesome. So this will make circuit crafting in general just a whole lot easier. There are some things we're still missing though, like silicone bules, which I can just make a blast furnace for, right? So I can just add another EBF in this line of EBFs I have, right? So now I have all this stuff set up, and here you're on circuit 2. So as soon as I perform maintenance, which I really got to get my auto maintenance hatches going, we're like to that point where I really should just switch to those, but I don't have stainless steel completely on passive yet, so I haven't. Now we have these on passive. And of course, all of this will be level emitted. And all of this I'm actually going to store as a normal silicon wafer. And I'm able to do that just by directly sending all of the silicone bules into a cutter, then being sent to a drawer just that my system can see. So whenever this reaches 256 is when I have that EBF set to stop. Right, so this is gonna be running for a hot minute, which is fine. Clean that up a little bit. Yeah, we're not looking too shabby here. So I think this is a pretty good wrapping up point for today's episode. We accomplished the main goal of these 5 autocrafting machines. There are a lot to go. There's so much stuff we're probably going to end up doing in the next 2 episodes. I have to exactly pinpoint down which ones I want to do. Like I said, I've kind of rushed to this point slightly. So there's a lot of holes I had to fill before we could start progressing even more. But that's fine. That's fine. That was my plan to begin with. But anyways, thank you guys all so much for watching today's episode of Star Technology. If you enjoyed, if you want to see more of this series, more of me, hit the like button, hit subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next episode of Star Technology. Later.